Hi, welcome to SiteFlame. In this video, we're going to be talking about the needs and the goals for your website. In terms of needs, we're going to be talking about your user needs and your business needs. And in terms of goals, we're going to be talking about your business and user goals. First up, needs are really important. So they form the most basic foundation of planning your website. And goals are how we deliver on those needs. And there are two types of needs. The first one is your business need. So why do you need a website? And that could be anything from selling your products or services or ideas, sharing information, news and events, or even educating people about something. And next we've got our user needs. So why does your user need your website? And it's really important that these two things are aligned, because without users, there's no point you having a business. There's no point you having a website, because if no one's going to use your website, it's pretty useless. And if there's no user need, there's no business. But if there's no business, we're not fulfilling that user need. So they have to complement one another. And the types of needs that your users might have are pretty similar. They might want to buy a product or service or idea to help them solve a problem. They might want to keep up to date with something that they're interested in. And so as you can see, business needs and user needs, they're pretty aligned. And so off that, what we really look to do is we look to combine these types of things and create what we call a need statement. And the first need statement we have is our user need statement. So in this example, we're going to say our users need the website to see that our services match their needs and request a quote or consultation from us. So if we just go back really quickly, we can see that from that really simple need, we can kind of create a much bigger and much more useful kind of statement out of that. It's not just buying a product, but it's they need our website to see that our services match their needs. So, let's say that our user had really bad feet and they needed shoes that specifically kind of help them walk or, help them get through their day to day. Well, their user is going to need a website, or they're going to need some way to find that product or service and find out if it matches their needs, so they can buy it or request a quote or go through a consultation. And very similarly, you have your business needs statement as well, where in this example, we could say we need a website to highlight our position in market. So when people are looking for us online, they can see a showcase of our high quality work and get in touch with us. And, we could see how this could be really closely aligned to that user need as well. We need a website to highlight our position in market. Well, our users need to know that they can trust us, so that when people are looking for us, or so when people are searching for us online, they can see our good work, they can see what we're doing that's really good, and they can get in touch with us. So, our business need and our user need, they really need to like complement one another. And so I put some examples together of what that complementing looks like. So if we kind of start with e-commerce, right? So our user needs to buy a new pair of shoes that help them overcome a foot arch condition. Well, we need to inform users about how our product helps solve that problem and sell our shoes to them. So, we're identifying something really, really important. And, if you're selling something that's really commoditized, like t-shirts, we could switch this out. Our users are looking for really cool t-shirts so they can, be the talk of the town. Well, we need to show users that we have the best t-shirts and they're really cool, and we need to make it really easy for them to buy from us. And this just isn't, true for e-commerce or selling things. Let's think about professional services. What if our users need to find someone who offers house washing and cleaning? Well, if we have a business that does that, we need users to inquire on our website about our cleaning service so we can give them a quote. So again, we can see that alignment of those user needs. And then what if we're trying to just inform people or educate them? Well, maybe our users need to join a football club so they can participate in that local competition or get involved in their community. Well, we need more players to register with our club to grow, so we obviously need to find some alignment there with our users so that we can kind of deliver something of value to them. So as we can see, this stuff's really, really important, and it really does form that kind of basis of of that whole kind of website experience, and deciding on that why really informs our goals. And so there's a number of frameworks that you can use to kind of develop your goals. One of the most popular ones is called a SMART goal framework, and there's a few ways that this is kind of described, but there's one point in here that can be phrased in a number of different ways, but really you start with something specific. So what's something that's really, really clear and specific? It can't be, it can't be too wordy or too crazy. It has to be directed. Something that's measurable. Is it a short-term goal or is it a long-term goal? Are you going to do it in 6 months, 3 months, a week? What's the measurability for that goal? Is it achievable? Is this something that's realistic for you to achieve? Is it achievable for you to wash 1 million houses if there's only 30,000 houses in your area, or get 1 million inquiries if there's only 20,000 people in the community that you're talking to? And is it realistic? Is it grounded in reality? And the last one, not only is it measurable, but make sure it is time-based. So I'm going to cut this. I'm going to go back to here. And so that really informs our goals. And we measure our goals in a framework that's called SMART goals. And so these are things that are specific, things that are measurable, 1 out of 100. Am I going to get 1,000 inquiries? What if I only got 90% of those inquiries? Did I still achieve my goal? Is it achievable? So is it something that I think I can actually achieve? Now, sometimes this is also called attainable. So this is really a bit of a mix between that goal being realistic, but also being attainable, because you can have a realistic goal like, calling 1,000 people, but is that really something that you can achieve? Do you have time to do that? And so that really informs that realistic side of things as well. Can you realistically call that number of people? So these two are a little bit mixed, and the last one is time-based. So, are you going to be able to achieve that in 1 month? Are you going to have to achieve that kind of over 3 years? What's the time frame for achieving this goal? And so this type of framework, you don't have to follow a framework for goals, but if you are looking for something that's going to help you, then a goal framework is really, really valuable. And so if we kind of think about, this first example, our needs do kind of inform our goals as well. So if we think about this example here, our users need to buy a new pair of shoes that will help them overcome a foot arch condition, and we need to inform users about our product that helps solve that problem and sell our shoes. Well, what are some goals that we can create off that need or off those needs so that we can kind of start to deliver some real value to our customers? Well, first up, we want to inform those users. So let's put a goal down around giving them some information. Let's educate users about what we do through educational information about the condition we treat. And so that's pretty specific. How can we measure that? Well, people coming to the website and viewing our news and articles, that's something that we can measure through Google Analytics. Is it achievable and is it realistic? Well, I would say yes. It's pretty realistic that we can get people to our information and our educational resources. Is it attainable? Well, there's ways that we can do this. We can do marketing. We can let people know. We can do a range of stuff to get this stuff in front of people. And is it time-based? Can we make this time-based? Well, we haven't put time-based in here, but let's say that, we want to do this for 100 users in the next 3 months. Yeah, that's time-based and that's measurable and that's specific. So it's a really good goal. And, off the back of informing people, we want to qualify those people. We want them to say, yes, off of this, I want to find out more, or I want to look at this product. So we can put a qualification in goals. When we inform users that our products help their condition, they click through and they view our product after seeing that material. And then lastly, we want them to convert. So let's put a goal around once they have, looked at our information, once they've clicked on the product, they buy that product. So, this is a really, really good example of how our needs inform our goals, and how you can kind of see how this creates that momentum. And, we can we can base user research on this. Like, we can base user research on this. Actually, we can ask users, or we can think about, what's a user's problem? What are they actually trying to solve? What type of information would be really helpful for them? Would a blog be really good in terms of that informed goal? Do they want to see 10 ways that you can alleviate this problem? How our product helps, add value, give them information. But also, this can really help us with competitor research. How are our competitors, taking this information and sharing information like this with users? Are they doing it in a blog themselves? Are they doing it over their Facebook? How can we do better? So, all of this stuff starts to create that framework, and this is kind of different regardless of what your business is. I mean, what about our second example where we have our house cleaning? We need users to inquire about our cleaning service. Well, this is going to be different than our first example where people have, a problem with their body or themselves physically. This is a different problem. This is I want my house washed. I want cleaning services. Well, what goals can we put around this? What if there's lots of competitors out there? Do we have to differentiate ourselves? Do we have to inform people, that we do more than just house cleaning? And if you want that end-to-end service, we provide that as well. How are we going to convert those people? Do we say, hey, request a free quote? What's that going to look like? And this is even true for other businesses, but this seems really obvious, when you kind of talk around it. But it's important to know how this helps. And it helps because it helps us think more critically about the content we're going to create for our website. At the end of the day, if we have really clear goals, if we go back here, if we know that we want to differentiate ourselves, then we're going to want to put content on our website that's about, how are we different? What's that verification that shows that we do better? How can we show, our range of services? What content can we see, throughout the web that other people are using to inform people about their services? And what does that conversion look like? Are we giving them a form? Are we asking them to buy something? Do we want them to call us? So, really straightforward, but it informs how we put the content together around our website. And it's not just, what we say and how we say it, but it's where we put that content. And if we kind of look at the little kind of wireframe that I've put together here, why are we having home, shop, our story, contact? Why are we going to have this this introductory sentence? We help people with this foot condition get back on their feet with our amazing shoes. Find out how. In terms of the goals that we're trying to achieve, how are we putting our content together that aligns to those goals and ultimately delivers us results? So the next video in this series is all about competitor research and how we can learn from our competitors to make sure that the website that we're creating delivers real results. And that could be the good stuff our competitors are doing, but that could also be the bad stuff that our competitors are doing. And what I'm going to do is encourage you to think differently about who a competitor might be as well. Just because you wash houses, it doesn't mean that everyone that washes houses is a competitor of yours. Maybe there's a legal firm locally that's doing really good stuff around services and how they present themselves, or maybe there's a building firm that you can learn from. So I'm really, really excited about the competitor research component of this, and make sure you check that out. Thank you so much.